Ma'am, my name is Onkobate Baloy, and this is my experiential learning for formative assessment 1. And on this page, it is my cover page. And this is my detailed career goal. My career goal is to own and run a successful creative agency. The agency will offer services such as branding, communications, digital marketing, graphic design, media buying. The agency will have its own in-house production team. This will also be sold in order to avoid outsourcing production equipment. The work that will be produced will include commercials that will be used to communicate to our client's target audience. The agency will hire a team of media specialists in order to assist clients to negotiate better deals and secure cheaper advertising rates. The agency will also provide strategy services, advertising, content creation, social media. The agency will forge beneficial relationships with influencers in order to leverage their brands for campaign work and work with clients of the agency. A PR team will be developed in order to maintain social media presence for our brands. As a student, the job that I want after graduation is a full-time digital marketing position. I will be required to conduct the following: CEO, PPC, strategies, create and manage link building strategies, use Google Analytics, Google AdWords, and drive traffic to the company's website. In order for me to be competent and successfully run a creative agency, I need to complete my Bachelor of Business Administration in Media Operations Management. I will also need experience in the following professions: strategy, video production, branding, digital marketing that is offered at Vusi Media Group. I am currently an intern at Vusi Media Group, and my responsibilities are as follows: digital marketing, personal branding for Vusimuzi Ndlovu. I edit short clips for social media, business development, and photography. The experience I am gaining at Vusi Media Group will better prepare me for when I am ready to register my creative agency in the future. I believe in the power of why, the purpose of the business. So the agency's why is to express its creativity by means of creating engaging content and creative shots and creative thinking. So this is my personal profile. My work related skills and talents. It is video editing. I have the ability to cut and arrange video shots in a cohesive manner. Copywriting. I have a persuasive writing ability that I can use to actually sell products and services on a website or on social media. I have communication skills. I have the ability to give and receive information. I am an active listener, which means I actually ask questions whenever I do not fully understand. Social media management. I use softwares like Buffer, and another one is called Hootsuite, which allows me to manage different social media platforms at the same time and to schedule content. Content creation. I have the ability to create a aesthetically pleasing visual audio content that can be used for commercials. My most important work values is a strong work ethic. If you do not put in the work, then the work will not be done. The ability to pay attention to detail, the power of collaboration and teamwork, the ability to not let my personal life affect my professional life. My work related interests is photography, business development, digital marketing, and sound engineering. All of these things are related to my work. My needs and wants from a job. My want is to actually be paid 15,000 to 20K for an entry level position, and what I need is an environment that will allow me to grow, an environment that will challenge me, an environment whereby I can learn how to manage an account, an environment where I can learn how to find clients to service. Section, it is my results from the SAQs. Learning style. My preferred learning style is diverging learning style. It is a blend of concrete experience and reflective observation. This means I prefer to learn by reflecting on experiences and using reasoning or new evidence to reach a conclusion. Individuals who use diverging learning style tend to be more imaginative, excel at brainstorming. These are qualities that I will be using in a creative agency settings. I will be able to come up with ideas that will be used in campaigns I'll be working on. I enjoy gathering information such as demographics information for our clients. I enjoy working in a team because I believe different perspectives bring value to the company. Being a person who uses the diverging learning style makes me an open minded person. I do not mind trying out new and uncomfortable ways of creating content, trying out a different approach to strategy. Interpersonal needs. My interpersonal score is 13, which makes it lower than the average score of 29.3. My score demonstrates I do not have strong interpersonal needs. I do not have the desire to go out and engage with people. My score explains that I am perfectly fine with being alone and that I am reserved around people. My interpersonal score shows that I am perfectly capable of working in solitude, though it is uncommon to be working alone in an agency. If it does happen, I will be able to manage. My score also indicates that my colleagues will perceive me as a person who is reserved. Assertiveness, I scored 12 for my passive, I scored 10 for aggressive, I scored 19 for assertive. I have a fairly medium score for passive behavior, which will make me more amiable and create the perception of an easygoing person. My colleagues will not be afraid to approach me to ask for help. I have a low score for aggressiveness, which means I do not force my ideas or feelings towards my colleagues without the consideration of their rights or feelings. I have high assertive style, which makes it possible for me to be confident in communicating my ideas to my team. It allows me to ask for a raise if I need to, and the ability to lead a team of creatives. My cognitive style is ENTJ. My extroversion nature will make it easier for me to approach potential clients and thrive in the workplace because working in a creative agency is a fairly fast paced environment. I have the ability to clearly articulate myself when engaging with stakeholders. My intuition allows me to stay motivated with my work, to continuously come up with new innovative ideas that will inspire my colleagues. After creating a campaign for our client, working for a creative agency, we need to measure its performance, and that is when I use my analysis, my logic, and machinality. I am constantly striving to find a solution when there is a problem. I put emphasis on making a decision, and my judgment is on point. Locus of control. My score is 10, which means I am an external locus of control. Having an external locus of control means it is easier for me to work with a team in a work environment. When I have my own creative company, my external locus of control would make it easier for me if I lose a client as a business. I have the ability to let go of stressful situations I might face in the future. Type A personality. I am a moderate type A. Being a moderate type A will benefit me in a few years when I actually own and run my own creative agency. Because I am achievement orientated, I will always want to achieve and win in terms of all these awards that are associated with marketing agencies. Emotional intelligence. I scored 72, which means I have a solid opportunity to improve my emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence will assist me as a creative agency owner to conduct social listening. It is an act of listening to our audience, taking their feedback in order to adjust our brand tone as a business. Analysis of the world of work. And this is the questionnaire that I prepared for Mr. Vusmusin Ndlovu, the CEO of Vus Media Group, VMG. So the first question is, how does the fourth industrial revolution impact the creative agency? And this was his answer. The fourth industrial revolution impacts the industry in both a positive and negative way. It positively impacts the environment because creatives can now create and distribute their own content to consumers with no middleman. The middleman in this case is the SABC. The negative is the reduction of positions in the workplace. Positions now merge in order to save cost and time. In a production crew context, a DOP can also record sound on a device as well as color grade the footage. This means the sound operator is no longer needed in a production crew. The advertising industry has a fairly low barrier to entry, what makes your business stand out in terms of unique selling point. So, Voos Media Group VMG cares about its clients. They don't just believe in making a sale, they believe in having a returning client, and that is how their business actually grows. Creativity is at the core of the business, as well as understanding their clients' needs and going above and beyond for their client. And that is what makes them unique. How important is it for the company to participate in awards like the Prisms, Mark Lives Awards? And the CEO's response was, it's very crucial for them to take part in those events because it helps the business with brand awareness. It is a platform for entrepreneurs to actually network with other business owners. What is the one client you really want for the business, but you don't work with yet? So VMG wants to partner with Gary Vaynerchuk to expand his business on the African continent because Gary Vaynerchuk mostly his business is in the US and Europe. So that is why he actually wants to partner up with him. How do you deal with unmotivated employees who do the bare minimum? So this was his response. He talks to them and tries to find out what exactly is affecting them. It might be a personal thing. So he tries to go and actually find the root of the problem, the root of the unproductivity, and offer counseling. Place them in a different department if need be in order for them to do different things to actually motivate them. After trying all different methods and the person is still complacent or is still unmotivated, then VMG will terminate their contracts. So I asked Mr. Musindlovu to define leadership, and this was his answer. In leadership, right? He said it's a person who is a doer, a person who gets things done and does not just command from the back. They get their hands dirty. Someone who puts their employees first, then the clients. How true is the statement for you? Entrepreneurship is an innate ability, it cannot be learned. So he said that entrepreneurs have a certain DNA that normal people do not have, ordinary people do not have, but he strongly believes that it can also be learned. And then I asked, in your honest opinion, what would you advise the younger version of yourself? Enroll in a tertiary institution and obtain a qualification, or do not enroll at all and learn everything on the internet, for example, YouTube. And he said he would advise the younger version of himself to actually go to school and obtain the qualification. The He said the college students will become your future clients or business partners. So college is a good place to network. So if you do not have the money, don't put your parents in debt. So instead develop skills that are relevant online. And then I asked how crucial is it for you to manage your personal finances? He said it's crucial to manage your money properly because if you run a CC or a private, you have to submit your managed account. If you are in debt, you might not be able to do certain things because personal finance management is a matter of concern. So I asked Mr. Vusmusin Glovu that how important is emotional intelligence as a leader of Vusi Media Group. He stated that it is important because it helps him to resolve conflicts in the office. I asked, do you prefer to work on a single client and finish the project or work on several clients at a time? He said he does not prefer to work on a single client at a time because it stresses him. He enjoys working on different clients at the same time. The power of scheduling makes it possible to handle several clients at a time. And these are the questions that I prepared for the account manager at Vusi Media Group. I asked, is VC Media Group equipped to assist employees who are experiencing mental health issues? She said yes. The CEO of VC Media Group, which is Vusi Muzindlovu, has a counseling session with the employees to try and assist with their mental health issues. I asked, what kind of CSR activities does Vusi Media Group initiate? She said they usually visit a crèche in Honeydew in Johannesburg to give away food. I asked, what are the core services that Vusi Media Group offers? She said production, shooting, live streaming, pre-production, and post-production, content creation. I asked, what is it that Vusi Media Group is looking for in their interns? Please go into details. She said growth, initiative, keen human being who is inquisitive, someone who understands the vision of VMG in order to provide the right skills and input to fit into the vision, someone who has someone who has drive, not driven, excuse me. They are there not just to receive a salary, but to build the company to become the leader in the industry. And then I asked, what are the core values of Vusi Media Group? She said, we value our work. Our work takes us a step closer to eradicating unemployment. And I asked, besides referrals, how does the business get clients? We research, call different clients, we look for shortages in their business and in their businesses and establish a way to assist them. Who was who was your first client and how did you get your first client? Their first client was Tongat Halet. Tongat Halet. It's a sugar product actually, and the client was obtained on Biz Community. What were the challenges of the business in the first 5 years of operation? She said, actually, for this question, Mr. Musumdrovo actually answered here. And then he said, separating himself from being an entrepreneur and being a creative, learning when to say no and when to say yes, understanding the financial metrics of the business, understanding how to draft quotations and invoices, paying himself a salary. Where does Vusi Media Group see themselves in the next 5 years? They said a pan-African creative integrated agency fully fledged, dominating Africa with branches in African countries before going global. Name 2 strategies that Vusi Media Group has used and have proven to be successful. They said pitching directly to the client, relationship building, who their business associates with determines the longevity of the business. What are the strategies that you use to develop and manage? What are the strategies that you use to develop your managers to be better leaders? I asked. They must possess leadership characteristics first before I do anything. If they have those traits, I mentor them and show them how I operate in the business. Personal profile as well as the interviews conducted with the CEO of Boost Media Group and the account manager at the company. VMG is the right environment for me to learn about how a production house operates. The company is transitioning from a production house into a creative agency. I see the crucial role of being a leader, how to manage a team, as well as delivering quality work for your clients. The importance of company culture and understanding the vision of a business. You do not need to be a CEO to learn about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is crucial to learn because one encounters a diversity of cultures and race in the workplace. Emotional intelligence assists one with approaching conflicts and resolving them accordingly in the workplace. I have learned how to go about finding clients, managing their accounts, looking for gaps that I can fill with my expertise. These are the skills and knowledge acquired that I will use in the future in order to start my creative agency. The importance of valuing the work the agency does. It does not only benefit the client, but each and every person who has worked on it. VMG lays a blueprint for me, a template that I can use in the future to expand my creative agency into the continent of Africa and abroad. VMG provides an environment of skill sharing. People who want to be editors are taught by editors, therefore the skill is transferred. I want to learn digital marketing. Busumuzi Ndlovu, the CEO of BMG, was teaching me about CEO the other day. I am learning about content curation as well as content creation. I am responsible for creating content schedules. I am involved with the pre-production team. My team and I, as interns at BMG, were busy drafting a business proposal for a potential client. It was an excellent learning experience. These responsibilities will contribute to how I will handle my future clients. I learned that as a CEO, you must pay yourself a salary because the money the company makes does not belong to you as an individual. One of the things that I will forever be grateful for was one instance where Mr. Ndlovu took me along to meet a potential client. I learned so much on that one meeting, and it is something that I plan to do for my future interns when I have my own creative agency. My areas of strengths is social media marketing, content creation, and content curation. Areas that need development or extra attention: video editing skills. In terms of color grading the content, the use of seamless transitions, editing styles that corporations like to use on their videos, as well as masking, shooting the content, as well as drafting call sheets and the treatment for the project. Learn how to use Photoshop for the graphics. Feasible and detailed action plan to ensure workplace readiness. Step 1. Self-development in order to be employable and valuable in the work context. I approached BMH Radio and presented what I can do for them. The organization took me in as a volunteer. My responsibilities in the first year was to clean and record voiceovers for the presenters of the station. I also used to produce audio that the station could use as bed music. My second year at BMH Radio was a content creation position. I wanted to explore other skills and interests that I have. I co-developed a show called The Share Spot. The show was for students by students to voice out their challenges, highlights, and thoughts about Boston Media House. I recorded the voiceovers, and I also edited the entire episodes that were published on the social media platforms, for example, Instagram. Obtain a learnership/internship before graduation. I am currently a student at Boston Media House, and I am also an intern at Vusi Media Group. The business that I work for is a growing 360 creative agency, but they are still deeply rooted in their production work. They work with big clients such as Kaiser Chiefs, Vusi Tembekwayo, etc. I am learning everything I need to know about the gear that I need to use for a shoot, how to manage accounts for multiple clients, how to approach and bag a client. Step 3. Complete my studies and obtain my qualification. Use my qualification to obtain a permanent position as a digital marketer. I plan to work for a company for at least 3 years. In this period, I will grow as a digital marketer, mastering your SEOs, PPC, content marketing, influencer marketing, etc. I plan to learn how to coordinate shoots, draft the call sheets and treatments for their future clients. Network with as many people that I encounter in their offices. My plan is to leverage all the experience I have so that I can obtain my ideal job. But for my ideal career and entrepreneurial journey, I will need more than just 2 years. Step 4. Peacefully leave the organization to go work for another organization. I have the following in mind: Itaho Media, OLC Experiential Marketing, V8 Media, Joe Public, or Riverbed Agency. I will work as an experienced digital marketer who is experienced in many disciplines of marketing. I plan to work for one of those companies for at least another 3 to 5 years, as well as freelance work on the side. After I have built up a reputation and a portfolio of work in the creative industry, I will start my own business. I will start by serving the clients that I will have been freelancing for as my first clients of my business. Step 5. Find and complete. Find a competent partner I can work with, someone who will provide the expertise that I do not have. I will share the experience that he or she does not have, steadily scale up the business as the years pass by. Step 6. Open another branch in Open up other branches on the African continent. proceed to dominate the creative industry, expand to eventually become an international business. This is my action plan for my creative agency.